So here we are, 3 weeks in, still not finished. Hopefully this episode is going to be pretty straightforward. Should be easy. How many times have I said that? It's a lock tone, it don't want to come off. Ooh. It started already, isn't it? Oh no, please don't. Oh, it's getting messy. I thought that would look better. It doesn't. It looks a bit shoddy. Could it be ready for strings? Oh, what a mess. Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Guitaristas. So this week is part 3, the final part, we hope, of our Troublecaster build, where we took a perfectly good Squier Paranormal Troublemaker Telecaster. As you just saw in the intro, that's me playing it before it started looking like this, basically. What we decided to do was, we'll change everything, really. Upgrade a few parts and de-bling it. You know, get rid of the gold, because I wasn't 100% happy with the gold. So I thought, oh, I wonder what it would look like if it wasn't gold. So we decided to change everything. Let's just catch up on how that's been going so far, shall we? Oh, I've done something completely wrong. I'll hardly even notice, will it? Right, dog's dinner, isn't it? Jeez. This really has been trouble, isn't it, this project? I've just spent the last hour with a bit of sandpaper. That hasn't made any difference at all. Okay, back to the drawing board. Let's hold the roll and work out what we're going to do next. Yeah, it's not been easy. So here we are, 3 weeks in, still not finished. But as you can see, we've made progress. It's looking good. And it should be really easy from here. It's really a matter of bolting the neck back on, putting some knobs on, really, changing a couple of things. Bob's your uncle, as they say, and then play it. I really am looking forward to putting some strings on it and playing this. So hopefully this episode is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to go back to the man drawers where all the parts have come from, get the bits we need, screw them on, screw them in, bolt them on, strings on, and then hopefully we'll have a nice relaxing week so where we can play it loads and compare it maybe with what it sounded like before. I mean, it sounded good before, but I didn't like the push-pulls. So, you know, if you haven't watched those episodes, I've changed all the wiring. I'll put the links to parts 1 and 2 in the description. You should go and watch those really, because, this episode's pointless if you haven't seen the pain that I had to endure to get to this point. Go and do it. Links are in the description box. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I should mention incidentally that, I haven't started yet. The timestamps are in the description box as well, so you can skip forward if you want to just hear it. If you're bored already and just want to hear it, you skip forward if you want. If, however, you've got a little bit of time on your hands, go and get yourself a nice beverage and some snacks and come back and chill out. And let's finish this damn thing. Yeah, come on, let's get stuck in. Right, let's start putting it back together, shall we? Let's start on the back here. These control plates need to go back on. Oh, God, that's the wrong way up straight away. Okay, it goes that way. And that one goes, let's get this masking tape off now, we don't need it. That one goes like that, but the screws that came out were gold, see? So we need to find some that aren't gold. So let's get my funny little camera. Let's go back and see if we can find some. And some other bits as well at the same time. While we're there, we'll need strap locks and some knobs and stuff. So let's go and do that. Here we go. Is it recording? Yes. Right, here we are. This is where all the stuff's come from for this project. All stuff that's been accumulated over years of upgrades, successful or otherwise. So I need screws, and I happen to know that these are a bunch of actually relic screws. I think I bought these for the Joe Strummer Squier build that I did over on the TV channel. So we'll have those. I'm going to need strap buttons. They're no good because they put gold screws. Some strap buttons, nickel ones in a strap lock box, which means they're the ones that came off whatever guitar I put the strap locks on. So they might do the job. Yes. I've got a neck plate here, but I happen to know that I haven't got any screws that I think will work with that, because those holes look quite big. See what I mean? So I bought a new one of those. Where is that? That's out there. We'll look at that in a minute. So that's that. That's that. I need knob tip. Knob tip. That's in there, which is where the wiring came out of. There you go. All right, that'll do for starters. Right, put that there. Put that there. See if these screws will work, shall we? Actually, they're quite cool because they're relict. Yeah, the only thing is they actually look a little bit gold. You know what I mean? I mean, they're not. They're not meant to be. It's just, I suppose it's just a sort of the rust coloured. Yeah, they're rust coloured. It's kind of sort of defeats the object of what I'm trying to do. That's what the originals are like. Yeah, no, they're better. There you go, job done. Let's take this off while we're here. Ta-da! Oops. Okay. Strap buttons next. Here we go. Look at that. It's a big old strap button and a tiny little screw. My intention was to replace those with a smaller strap button and a massive screw. Oh, I don't know if that's... Well, I can see a potential problem there with that. It should go in all right. It should go in all right. Let's find out, shall we? Hopefully you can see this all right on the cams. I put the fucking felt on first. What? It started already, isn't it? Oh no, please don't. Right. Is the hole going to be big enough? Will I need to drill it? Is my screwing angle going to... I'm going to try and... Oh, here we go. I'm going to need to make the screw hole bigger. Unless I can find some smaller screws. What would you do? Drill the hole or find some smaller screws? Let's go and have a look. I've opted for the destructive option to make the hole a bit bigger. Yeah, okay, yeah, be fine. What way should we do it? Here we go. Oh. If that'd be big enough. Can't actually get the screw started in it. Bigger drill. It's a big old screw, it's be fine. Well, that ain't coming out again. Tiny little strap buttons, aren't they? They're not great, to be honest with you, but they're what I had, so there you go. Okay. I'm quite relieved that that's worked. The other one. I'm just worried now. I'm worried that screw's going to go into the pickup cavity, isn't it? Oh no, it is, isn't it? Not the pickup cavity, the switch cavity. I'm glad I noticed that before I carried on screwing. Let's have a look at that. Oh, how funny could that be? Okay, it's going to be fine. Phew. As we were. I see I'm learning. Once, a while back, did you see the SG special upgrade that I did, the black one, the Gibson one? I actually put a screw through the back of the guitar by accident. So easy to do this sort of stuff. I mean, so easy to make the mistakes. Not easy to do the jobs, apparently. There you go. Next, we'll put the knobs on last. I think, let's get these out of the way. Should we put the neck on then? Let's put the neck on. Now, unfortunately, I think I mentioned I didn't have a neck plate that wasn't all bling, so I shelled out a tenner. Yeah, a tenner for a nickel neck plate and screws, which should be right, shouldn't they? Should be long enough and all that, shouldn't they? Yeah, well, one would hope so. We're going to find out if we can ever open the Jiffy bag. Right. Okay. Now, do I need me bench cookies again? They're handy little things, actually, aren't they? Cheap as chips off of Amazon or eBay. Right. Yes. Now, I also need this. Just something that I remember reading somewhere, that you should put a little bit of wax on the screws. I don't know if it's to ease screw in, or someone suggested it was to stop them rusting. I don't know, but I've got this old vanilla and tonka fragrant candle. I have no idea. I didn't buy it. I'm sure I didn't buy it. I don't know where it came from. Anyway, it's got a little bit of wax there on the side, so I just do that really, and feels like I've done the job then. You know what I mean? Bit of wax. There you go. Bit of vanilla and tonka. I have no idea what tonka is. Is it a flavour, smell, fragrance? Tonka. Fuck's tonka. Right. Well, this should be easy because I haven't changed anything. I'm just gonna put that back in the pocket. What I really ought to do is get another bench cookie to put under that. So I'm going to. Will the holes line up? I did this once and forgot to put the plate on first. And I didn't realise until I'd screwed it all the way in. Should just find the existing holes, shouldn't it? Feel a little bit of tension there. Feeling a little bit of tension there. I'm just going to have a quick look. It looks all right. Oops. A lot of wax come out. Ugh, made a right mess. How tight do you do the screws? Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Really, because if you do them too tight and strip the threads, you're buggered. So not too tight is probably the right answer. Fuck. There you go. The neck appears to be on. Now, someone did ask actually if either the neck pocket or the neck was shimmed or at an angle, to bear in mind that Telecasters rig normally is just kind of flat, isn't it? But because this has got the Gibson style bridge and tailpiece, it probably needs a little bit of an angle to get it set up properly. And it does look like it has got a bit of an angle. I don't know if you can see that. Here you go, on that camera up there. You can see that. Looks like it's got a little bit of an angle. I'm not sure whether it's the pocket or the neck that's angled. I should have probably checked before I put it on. One of them is, that's all I can confirm. Right. It's looking like a guitar again. Oh. Now, this might be interesting. What I thought I might do is leave the scratch plate off for a bit, you know, and sort of live with it and see if I like it, because I quite like the look. But as a lot of you are sort of saying, oh, you know, the holes are ugly. But there's a thing that I read somewhere and recommended to some people that I've never tried. I'm going to try it now, see if it works. And that is this. I bought these. These are ceiling candles. Ceiling as in SEAL, ceiling, not ceiling candles. And look, they come in a pack. I got them again on eBay or Amazon, and they were about $10 or something like that. Crazy. The idea is, look, pick your colour or colours, melt a tiny little bit of wax in the hole, and it will hopefully hide it. And then, of course, when you want to put, if you want to put the scratch plate back on again, it'll be fine because it's just wax. Easy. That's the theory. I don't know if it works, so we're going to find out here now, live. Look, there appears to be, that's very dark brown. I don't know if you can see that. That's a very dark brown. That's a black. Oh look, they're inside smaller packs inside the big pack, so that's quite useful for keeping them in order. So yeah, should we have a go? I don't really know how you're meant to do it. How do you do it? Drip a bit? Oh yeah, it's got a little wick on it. I haven't got any smoke alarms that are going to go off, so let's use it in for a penny. You know me. What happened? Well, let's test it. Let's test it on the paper first. Oh fuck! What happens now? Oh, well, it's melting. Is a little drip coming? Bugger me! Look at that. Let's try and get that one in the hole. Wow, that's exciting. Now it's all gone wrong. Oh, get on there quick. Oh, it's getting messy. Okay. Now what? Get rid of the excess wax, I suppose. I've made a bit of a mess of it, but you get the gist of it, and it's only wax, so I suppose what I should have done is probably, as soon as it gone in while it was still wet, I probably should have poked it in the hole, shouldn't I? Yeah. Now what? Oh. Oh, it comes off quite easily when it's come. Oh, okay. Okay. You can kind of pull the top off. Oh, I pulled that one out completely. I'm trying to buff them up to make them a little bit more shiny, but it's probably useful to not use a cloth that leaves bits of furry thread on it, or whatever you like to call it. I'm just going to put a bit more in that one. So I tried the method of poking it in while it was still hot. You think I'm an idiot, don't you, you guys? Bit of wax. It does come off quite easy. Right, I'm just going to tidy this up and get another cloth and try and just clean it up a bit. Definitely got a bit of fluff stuck to it. I don't know. Well, that's what it looks like. Maybe better than just having the holes. Maybe I haven't made a very good job of it. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Once just looking at that camera there, I can see the obvious. Maybe it's the wrong shade of black. I don't know. What do you reckon? Well, that's what we've got. I don't know. Well, appears there isn't an option at the moment because obviously the pickup rings, the new pickup rings that I put on, old pickup rings that I put on are too fucking big. So I'd have to file away or cut away a bit of the scratch plate to fit. So there you go. Well, that's made our minds up, hasn't it? Okay. Yeah. I thought that'd be better. I'll be honest with you. I thought that would look better. It doesn't. It looks a bit shoddy. But yeah, there you go. We're nearly there now anyway. So knob tip. I think this is the actual one that came off of this switch, which, as you may recall, is out of an Epiphone 335. String tree. Yeah, that's what I need, string tree. And knobs, and then we're there. I've had to buy both of these bits, unfortunately. I didn't have a nickel string tree, so I bought a couple of Fender ones, which I can't remember, they weren't expensive, but it was like stupid, expensive for what they are, a tiny little bit of stuff. It's was like, sorry, I'll have to get some scissors to open that. I don't know, £10, something like that. Seemed a bit steep. Anyway, there's two. God, I'm gonna have that thing again, where the hole's too bloody small. Just turn that around so you can see it. I'm just going to try and see if it goes straight in. Without destroying the headstock anymore. It's not gone through the back. There you go. It's on. And yeah, last but not least, some carefully chosen witch hat knobs. And these are obviously silver ones, unlike the gold ones that came off. And these are metric to fit, hopefully, what are metric CTS pots, because it came off an Epiphone. So I'm assuming these are metric shafts. And we're going to find out, because, you know, I don't know if you know this, but not all shafts are equal. That's right. And you don't really want to be, that's what you want a real nice fit, nice and easy. just, I've got to be careful what I say because this is sounding a bit fucking Carry On again, isn't it? You just want to, no, as I say, make your own jokes up. I'm not going to be responsible. There you go. Nice. Well, well, could it be? Could it be ready for strings? Oh, what a mess. I'll give it a wipe. Yeah, there's wax everywhere. And, but, you know, well, it's not harmful, is it, wax? Should we put some strings on? See if I've obviously got new tuners to use. I mean, obviously they're decent ones. Well, hopefully they are. They're Fender ones. Just try and ignore the headstock crack. What can you do? Let's get some strings. I've decided to put super slinkies on this one, which are 9s. I normally use 10s. But just recently, that was this guitar, I think. It came with, it comes with 9s Squiers, don't they? And I like the feel of it. So what we're going to do on this occasion, I didn't have any 9s to put on when we reviewed it, so I put 10s on. But this time we're going to go with the original equipment. And see what it's like. I might change even, you know, because I'm just like a creature of habit. I just kind of, I use 10s and that's it. You know, I never experiment with anything else. So we'll need a couple of things. So these split post, aren't they? Split post tuners. I can remember how they work. They've got holes in, and they're easy and great. Right, I'm actually going to roughly set the action before I put any tension in the strings. What am I looking for? I always do this at the 15th fret, and I'm looking for about 3/64ths or over. Which I think was, I don't think it's low. Anyway, that's on the bass side, and on the treble side, I go for 1/32ths. This is my own sort of reference for action. I'm not mad fussy about it. Because I play a lot of different guitars, I tend to play what I'm given, and unless it feels wrong, I tend to not mess with it too much. The setup of guitars, full stop. Yeah. Let's tune it up, and then we'll feel what it's like. This is exciting. Feels all right. Let's give him a bit of a stretch. And the intonation's near enough as well straight away, so. Right. Let's plug it in. See if it still works. See what it sounds like. See you in a minute. Okay, hold your horses, Tonto. We're not quite there yet. I'm beginning to think this guitar is cursed. So I just realised I'd forgotten to set the pickup height. So I thought I'd just do that. And when I was stringing up just now, I heard a noise. And I thought it was the string bedding in. Nothing seemed different, so I ignored it. Anyway, so I'm just looking to adjust the pickup heights. What I noticed is this one has slipped off. It's slipped off the adjustment screw. Look, you can see that, can't you? It's so I've got to pop that up and put the screw back in and the spring, which is a pain in the arse. I haven't sworn much in this episode, have I? It's a pain in the arse. So what I'm going to try and do is just loosen the strings, if I can. Use the capo to hold them in place up here, because I hate kind of trying to put strings on the, you know, used strings. It's a faff. So let's start loosening them and just see if we can do it. What would be great is if I can actually. It's a lock tone, it don't want to come off. Oh. Yeah, it might work. If I can get it off. You know, it does want to come off. Okay. That plan kind of worked. Yeah, you see that spring up. You see the problem? Let's just get a cloth. I happen to know there's a lot of cable inside to play with if we need to, so. Oh yeah, there's loads, look. Oh, it should be easy. Should be easy. How many times have I said that? Idiot. Should stop saying that. Right. Crocodile clip. I'm glad I got that before I started doing this. Crocodile clip on the screw. Holds the spring on. And it's in. Right. Make sure I put it in the right way round. Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna leave that one fairly high actually. It's about, let's measure it from the string. Okay. It's not too bad actually. .3/64. Just gonna risk a little bit. I don't know how. That's as slow as it's going. 3/64, which I think is about right anyway, isn't it? I think they're all right. The neck's a little bit. Let me Let me raise the neck a little bit more. We can muck around later on, can't we? This will do for now. Okay. Right, as we were. Now, what was I saying? I'm excited. Let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. What else could go wrong? Here we are. So I've purposely not tried it yet. I sort of set my rig up for filming this bit, and I tried it out with another guitar just to set the pedals up and the amp and stuff. Because I've changed the pedals today. I'm going to use the NotaKlon, possibly, if I use them. I've got the NotaKlon on the board and the Nobels ODR1 that I got the other week. So I might muck around with those, you know, the score. If I use them, you'll see. Well, should we see what, well, should we see, I was going to say, should we see what it sounds like? Should we see if it works first? Tuners. That's the only bit I haven't changed. The bell input jack. What do you call it? Input bell. I'm tempted to say bell end for some reason, but I'm not going to. Anyway. Oh, tuner's working. So that means at least that pickup's working, doesn't it? You know why I'm suspicious, because obviously there was a short or something, wasn't there? Which suddenly disappeared. So let's hope it stayed disappeared. Or is the guitar really cursed? Here we go. Bridge works. Neck. They're cranked, by the way. sounds all right, doesn't it? Bluesy. Well, that's a blues burstbucker, burstbucker 1 anyway, isn't it? Roll it off. And you get that. There we go. That was me overbending the strings a little bit, so I couldn't bear listening to that. So nines, I put nines on this, and I found that I'm overbending them. So I'm not used to them. So I'm going back to tens. I've tried them. I've experimented. I don't like them, or I'm not used to them. So I'll go back to my comfort zone. But it sounds all right, doesn't it? It sounds all right. I do think these pickups sound all right. Guitar feels all right, and it works, which is kind of the important thing, really, isn't it? I mean, at the end of another long episode, another hour-long film, this, I think. It's been a journey. It's been a journey to get to here, and was it worth it? Well, I suppose, yeah, I think it was worth it. It's been great fun, but there have been so many sort of challenges along the way. Nothing, they're stupid things really, aren't they? I mean, let's recap. Started off episode 1, the tuners, getting the bushings out. The first job, getting the bushings out of the headstock. And as you saw if you watched the episode, we cracked it. Oh, I'm looking at it now. It's quite bad. Here's a close-up. Was that operator error, or was that going to happen regardless? It's obviously a painted headstock. Someone suggested that the bushings were in so tight, and maybe the paint hadn't gone off properly when they were put in. So however you get them out, it's possible. You know, it's going to happen. And I've heard that far more experienced messers than me would refuse to do that job on somebody else's guitar anyway. I did it. If you're going to do it, yeah, definitely watch out for that, and definitely question the wisdom of even trying that, because it might leave you with a conundrum. Do you just try and make it look better, or do you just leave it? I'm going to leave it. And maybe I'll sell this guitar at some point, and whoever is stupid enough to take it off my hands can decide what they want to do with it. It's battle scarred, which is quite nice, isn't it? You know, it's quite nice to have a guitar that tells a story. There's a story in this one. After the tuners, hardware was all pretty straightforward. That was nice. Wiring, not so much. I felt, I followed a fairly convoluted route of leaving some in and replacing other bits with other bits. It was all on paper really straightforward, wasn't it? Most of the wiring was straightforward. Some of it was a right pain in the arse. But in the end, what was going on? There were really random and unexplained faults. Well, one of them was not random or unexplained. One of them was me being stupid and pressing the wrong button on the meter. Well, we finally worked that out, and the other things, eventually fixed themselves. It's almost as if someone up there was looking down and teasing us, wasn't it? Going, oh, what can we make go wrong now, just to wind him up? And that was the story of this kind of build, this unbuild, really, wasn't it? Like, you know, last ditch attempt to derail the project. The pickup comes off of the bloody spring. I've put the strings on, we're ready to go, and bam, that happens. And I have to take the strings off and fix it. Bizarre. And behind the scenes, I think day one, you know, I did a whole section and I forgot to press record on the cameras. And then I left it rendering overnight because it was such a long day. I left it rendering overnight into the, you know, into the computer so I could edit it. Came back the next morning to find that the hard disk drives were all full and it hadn't finished. And I had to spend many hours kind of managing all the data, moving it around so I could carry on with the job. So all these things. And this week, I don't know if anyone's noticed, there's a bizarre reflection from the guitar. Can you see that? It's like, to me, do you remember the Mistrons? It's like the Mistrons are watching us. Oh, I'll show you what that is, right? Let's give me a camera. So I decided to rig up this, I've been talking about it, rig up a light up there so that when I take guitars apart, you can see what's happening in the wiring. So I rigged up this light. Can you see that? No, you can't. It's not that one. It's that one there. And I can't see it on the monitor, but it leaves this reflection. So as soon as I started editing the film, I'm seeing this bloody heavenly alien. Yeah, alien. Bloody thing looking down, teasing us. It's like that, isn't it? You know, like someone say, yeah, come on, do that. That'll be funny. Anyway, we got there. And I've really enjoyed making these films, though, funnily enough. It's a great fun just doing this and going with the flow and seeing what happens. It's very satisfying, Rather than, you know, sometimes just reviewing guitars gets a little bit dull for me because it's quite methodical, isn't it? You know, we'll do this and then we'll do that and then we'll do that and then we'll do that and then we'll go home and then, you know, it's nice if I'm really into the guitar, but you know, sometimes, you know, for me, not quite as much fun as doing random shit like this. The problem, of course, is whether or not people like random shit like this. If you're still watching, thanks, you obviously do. I appreciate it. Keep watching, keep clicking, and I'll keep doing this stuff. Let's have a look at my notes, see if I forgot anything that I wanted to talk about. There's been some stuff. Oh yeah, the sticky end. I think I'm going to use something like that in this thumbnail to try and tempt people in. This wax thing, did it work? I think 50-50. We'll try and do some close-ups. You can see it's a little bit of a weird one. There's some, I should mention this if you're thinking about doing it, there's some little pitting around where the hot wax has dropped. It's kind of pitted the finish around it, tiny little pinprick marks. I'll try and photograph that so you can see. So beware if you're thinking of doing that to your valuable Les Paul. And really, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's any better or not. So, well, we had a go. That's what this is all about, isn't it? I make mistakes so you don't have to. That's it. It's done. It's done. I can go and have a lie down now. Thanks for watching. If you've watched all three of them, thanks ever so much. And thanks for all your comments and support. Backing me up. It's really appreciated. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. I think next week we're going to start the Big Guns Les Paul shootout. So don't hold me to that, but come back next week, same time, same place, and find out. See you then, I hope. Cheers for now. Ta-da.